Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Where do we start? Is it the Timms heater? Is it the Vanderbilt upset? Is it the fact that the professor is no longer any nicer than they ever used to be? He's still a mean person in the booth? Or is it that we have the producer Travis back from a West Coast wedding and he's not married himself? Let's start with producer Trav. Trav, how was the wedding?
It was fun. I was out in Coronado, never been up there before.
Coronado just oozes money. I've never been there, but it sounds like, where are you from? Coronado. It sounds like you're going to be super rich to go.
Nobody's from Coronado. That's where you have your second house, apparently. Or you're in the military. Those are your two options. You're either broke or rich.
All right. Well, we'll get to the jerk professor in a minute. How about the Tampa Timms heater? How's the heater, Timms?
We are on a live bet heater, man. Won Mets last week in that doubleheader against the Braves, plus 650. And then at 2 a.m., Miami was storming back. They're down 35-18. I just checked it, plus 2,400. I was like, yeah, I'll throw something on it. I was up till 4:30. I had an adrenaline rush like I just played the game. I was pumped. And then last night we had Liberty minus 4.5 live, and that cashed. It was a nail biter, but it cashed.
I love everything you're saying.
I will quote Timms yesterday afternoon working. He goes, I think Liberty's going to win, but they're not going to cover. He nailed it. I mean, the Mets game this afternoon, he's like, take the under first in the 5 innings. He's just...
Professor, apparently they lost our number. This doesn't come across phones. You must have to be in Dirty Mo offices for this.
I guess. I'm the opposite of a heater. So
I'll take 50% of the blame for the degenerate 4-pack.
Nope, 100%.
My bet. 100%. Oh, no. You took the money line. You're lucky my bet didn't hit.
You're the first one to lose, man.
You took the safest bet in the world and lost.
Yeah, you minus 550 and lost.
So I'm going to tell you what. I got a new vote for the 4. You have to start putting your money per the odds. So we'd all put like $3, and he'd have had to put in 12 because the guy went for that's how this is going to start working if you start taking minus 550s.
And listen.
I was getting a lot of for buying a touchdown with Navy just to be safe, and then Professor's money line pick, nope, X.
Negative.
You know what's
How'd
worse?
that money line parlay work, Professor?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I had a 9-team money line parlay, like all the top 10 favorites, and that's this week. Guess who lost? Tennessee and Alabama. Disaster.
Yep. I don't know, Tampa. Maybe we should start to go to a degenerate 2-pack and the others. And you and I could bet together.
Hold the on. You got your first victory this past week, so let's not act like you've been handing out winners.
It's like a 1-0 in my world. 1-0. That's a hot streak.
We're going to win this week. I have a good feeling about it.
All right. Well, that's coming up later in the pod. Let's touch. How'd we do at Dega? Ricky Stenhouse win. You weren't on the Stenhouse? I'm going to tell you, guys.
Was chopped.
Oh, yes. Somebody tell the story. So we're up there in the booth. We're calling it. Great race. Stenhouse wins. Now we fly with JTG. So there was a moment, just a little bit of a moment, where you're like, son of a we're going to have to wait on the plane. And then, I'll admit, what I tell you, Russ, I'm like, you know what? These things are hard to win. I'm going to go to the compound. I had a beer. I watched the end of the golf. I made sure when Ricky walked up to the plane 2.5, 3 hours later, we were excited to see him, high-fiving him. Like, let's celebrate a guy that wins. So we pulled that off. But checkered flag. The smoke's not even clear from the burnout yet. Phone buzzes. Look down. All it is a bet slip with Chopper and a middle finger emoji. Boom, he said, hit it. Boom. Didn't miss it this time. He's still sulling over the 500 win a year ago. Not this time. 35.5 to 1. 35.50 on his money.
Love it. I wasn't on it. I thought of Chop immediately once he crossed that start finish line, being like, I should have. It's the Chop. You have to. He's earned the. You have to place it. It's the Stenhouse ticket at a restricted play track.
He did. So he cashed it. How'd the Tampa Timms sweat bets go? How'd you do?
We're up like 1.5 units from Talladega. I did the little top Toyota.
Wait a sec. So Russ, when he says he's up, that means he hasn't lost every single bet he's put in all weekend like you. Up means that he won more than he lost.
Every single bet I lost. Every one.
Sorry, I didn't mean to introduce you, Tampa, but I thought the professor didn't even know what up meant. I had to give him a definition of winning.
He's on hard times. But we had the drivers, what was it? under on the lead lap, 28.5. That big wreck took out 28. So I mean, that was a lock. And then I played a little top Toyota roulette and just picked the last 4 guys, and Eric Jones came out for me. So
and lead changes, or no, excuse me, leaders. You were getting live updates from the left side of the booth. The professor was firing it up.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I couldn't keep track. I'm like, we got to be close.
And now we're on to the ROVAL, which is the last race of the round of 12. We have Travis's first love, Denny Hamlin, snuck through with the entire wreck of the whole field. So now we have Byron advanced, Bell basically advanced. He just needs a heartbeat into this next week. I feel the same way about Larson. Hamlin, Bowman, Blaney should feel good, but, I mean, should can go away really quick. If you have a problem, you end up in the tires lap 1. Reddick, Elliott, those are the 8 above. Then we have Logano minus 13, Suarez minus 20, Cindric minus 29, Briscoe minus 32. New shape to the ROVAL. We got 6 to 7 is a different corner, and the last chicane coming to the start-finish line is a little bit different. I don't know what to make of it. Like, the ROVAL's been kind of a question mark since we started going there. So I think there'll be some moments, but I don't know if it's going to take into the playoff guys into account.
Steve, who can point their way in and who has to win?
I think technically everyone could point their way in to answer your question. Briscoe, Cindric, but, you know, Briscoe's 32 behind Elliott, 33 behind Reddick. I mean, I think Briscoe's a must-win unless Elliott and Reddick have issues. Cindric the same, Suarez the same. I really believe Logano's the only one that has a relatively reasonable mathematical shot of points. Professor, you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Now, with
cut
this...
that clip. Wait a sec. Cut that clip. What was that, Professor? Totally agree?
Yeah, sometimes you say smart things. I'm impressed.
They're usually your notes that you give him, but...
Please. I don't read his He gives that same to all the media. I have to come up with my own or I'm going to sound like everybody else.
So, question, though, Steve. If you try to get points in stage 1, though, you're basically...
Every playoff guy above the cut line is going to try to stay out and get points. So I think it's 25-25 and then like 50 or something like that, 50-something. So it's 20-20, right? What are the stages, 20-20?
No, 25, 50, and then the last one's, 59, I think?
So, I mean, I think everyone above... I mean, the only reason you would pit before the end of the stage is if you're not going to get points. I mean, this is the problem. If you're Briscoe and Cindric, your decision's going to be at lap 22. Because if you can score points, do you? Or because if you choose to pit, you're basically then pushing all the chips in on a must-win. As soon as you miss stage 1 points, you've kind of committed your plan.
Yeah, but I think it changes in stage 2 for several of those top guys because they could basically lock in after the first stage.
Floor is yours.
Well, so Bell can he's going to lock in after the first stage. Then you're going to have Larson and Hamlin. If they get stage points, they're going to basically be a lock in at that point, and then they can flip that second stage if they want to.
So I have the opposite approach on Hamlin. I would get points stage 2, and then he would be locked. And then you just race it and move on.
Well, it just depends on what he's got at that point. Like where he's
and where Logano, Suarez, Cindric is running. Because remember, if Logano, Suarez, Cindric aren't going to score points, then it's easy.
Correct.
Or easier, maybe is a better quote.
Is this going to be your typical road course where they can't pass? Or do you think because it's a little bit more congested, it's not going to?
No, there's going to be very little overtaking through the field.
So I feel like the track position, too, might dictate that. If you're back, maybe you stay out, but...
I mean, that's why if you stay out and get points, you get so far behind. Like, I don't know how you would score points in stage 1 and stage 2. It's going to be hard because you're going to get so far, you're going to get cycled way back. You're just going to have to hope everybody pits before you.
So turn 7 now is like a hairpin, almost kind of like Sonoma, right?
Yeah, turn 7 doesn't really shock me very much. It's turn 6 that I think is the big question mark turn, the high-speed 90-degree right-hander.
So do you think there's going to be more passing in those 2 turns or not?
No, I think the design has made for less passing. I know nobody wants to hear that, but that's where I'm at. I think there might be more wrecking, but less passing, so decide what you want. Like, I think if you get through turn 6, you can just hang a left and in straight line, turn 7 right into the apex, and you take away the corner as it should be ran. I don't know. I actually thought the last layout was really good. Like, I'm not a big fan of the change to 6 and 7. I thought there was some really interesting passes from 6 to 7, kind of over the hill. You could go left, and you could pass into turn 7, and I think they've kind of taken that away a little bit. But we'll see. Here's the truth. I don't really know. I'm not sure anyone knows until we get out there and see how the cars actually make laps. Longer practice.
Should we get to the model?
Sure. It's been so rock solid. Let's jump right into it.
Just mean. Who's the mean guy? You wonder why I have a bad attitude. Look at the way I get treated.
I don't have the model. It came in the text so far ago I can't even find it. So go ahead, Professor.
Larson, Elliott, Reddick, Buescher, Gibbs, Bell.
There's 2 noticeable absence.
Yeah, the ones in this next group. So we have then Chastain, McDowell, Byron, Bowman, then Allgaier that you're missing, and then my guy Kyle Busch.
Allgaier? What the hell? Are you with us?
Allmendinger. Sorry.
Jesus criminy. This is the kind of I get for helping the TV booth right here. Why don't you start over for the listener? They deserve a start over. Start at the top of the list.
But for the record,
this is what he does.
But for the record, we're keeping that in.
All right, Group 1. Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Reddick, Buescher, Gibbs, Christopher Bell. Tier 1.
Okay.
Tier 2. You ready? Listen very carefully. Chastain, McDowell, Byron, Bowman, Allmendinger, and Kyle Busch.
Did SVG just miss the whole program? Your prediction's full of shit. If SVG's not in the top 2 groups, I can't believe a thing it says.
Okay. It's coming up.
All right, let's hear it. Let's just go to tier. Let's hear tier 3, and then we'll.
I don't even need math for this. I just need eyeballs. Like, let's look.
He's in the next group. If that makes you excited.
Riveting.
Truex, SVG, Blaney, Suarez, Hamlin, Logano.
So you're telling me SVG's going to run outside the top 10?
I don't know what else to tell you. That's what the model says. Here's why. So he's been in 5 road course races, right? And his average finish in those 5 road course races is 14th, right where he's at on the damn predictor.
Okay, if you take out the street course DNF, where's his average finish?
Where do you want to put him? Just take it out?
Just take it out. Average the other 4. You remember when he got run over in the rain at a street course?
Yeah, where he should have won instead of Bowman. I remember that very well.
Where's his average finish now, Russ?
Put him like 9th. He's got a 20th and a 10th in there to go with his first and second.
Okay.
And then you got to factor in.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just trying to spice you up a little bit for the listener, and it's working.
So then you factor in like he's been terrible in every other race, right? In the Cup Series, and we run the full damn oval at Charlotte, right?
Nope, you lose me.
Okay.
You run wide open through 1 and 2 in the banking. Timms could do it at a turn 7.
Did it in a school bus.
Yeah.
What about in 3 and 4?
So maybe you know when I said I couldn't find the predictor, in hindsight I think I deleted it.
Okay, so where would you put SVG?
SVG, the over-under on SVG's finish. He's so mad his Wi-Fi's flipping out. This is great.
He's cutting the wires underneath the desk.
The over-under on SVG's finish is 8.5. Which side would you like? I'm giving you the option. The predictor says over.
I'm going over.
You could bet SVG to not win at minus 650. Would you take it?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That makes 3.
That is available.
Bet. I mean, that's better than the money line bet that he had in last week in football. Damn near the same odds.
It's very close. Very close.
Here's my one thing with SVG this weekend, and why I would say Allmendinger has the advantage. Maybe on other road courses, not the case this year. Because Allmendinger is running the 16. SVG is running the 13. Is it the team? Are they just switching numbers? I don't know. But if Allmendinger is running the 16, that's an established team where there's probably not as many bugs as maybe the 13 teams had with Allmendinger. A little bit of an edge. I don't know. I don't even know if it's the right team, but the number tells me it might
don't
be.
let facts get in the way of a good plan, Mud. I like where you're going here.
Like, I mean, I got to check maybe who the
What are
crew
you
chief
doing on
is.
Saturday? You want to come to the booth and help us out?
Yeah. Hey,
Travis
it's here.
Max.
You're right.
Travis Mack's the crew chief.
On which one?
The 13.
So it's really the 16 team running the 13 number.
All right. Well, that debunks it. But still, I don't know. I still take Allmendinger over SVG.
Ooh. I'm not sure I'm there yet.
No?
It's only beat him once.
God, that's a
for
good
real.
bet.
I can't believe it's not available.
I know. Total miss. All right,
got
Professor. So Larson, Elliott, Reddick, Buescher. I found my thing. Reddick, Buescher, Gibbs, Bell.
Let's go to Allmendinger next then. Why is he so
Wait
low
a second.
also?
SVG's behind Truex? What kind of horse is this?
I was waiting for you to say that.
I just opened my thing. I'm like, this is the... Wait a second. Hold the phone.
It's math.
Now
man.
that bet...
It's just math.
I'm mad because these people listen to this podcast for some assistance, and you're shoving manure down their mouth. Give them something good.
I just did. Who else is out of order then?
I don't think Larson should be number 1.
We're shooting holes in the predictor left and right.
We start over.
All right, let's have a serious conversation.
Larson won at Sonoma this year. Larson's won here. Like, what's wrong with Larson?
Man, I've never heard a man so far on the ropes as my man Russ is right here. He's like the defensive coordinator at Alabama. I don't know. Jam the box. Do something. They're driving it down our throat.
We got him flustered.
We do. His hair's a mess. We're on fire. All right, for the poor listener, 23 minutes in, who's somehow stuck with us, let's get right to the odds. SVG's the favorite in Vegas. Dinger second. Larson, Byron, Bell, Reddick, Buescher, Elliott, Gibbs, Chastain, McDowell, Busch, Truex, Bowman, Suarez, Cindric, Logano, Blamey. Okay. Let's talk about guys we really think can win this race. No horse. Larson can win. Yes. Agreed. Everyone agree?
Yes.
Elliott can win.
Yes.
Reddick, I'm a little unsure about Reddick. A couple years ago, it was an automatic yes, but has Reddick not lost a little bit at the road courses, Professor? No BS. Let's get right into the numbers. Real Reddick numbers.
And do you think he's kind of lost a little just lately in the playoffs?
Well, and he needs the points. Like, this is going to really handicap these playoff guys.
Yeah, so he finished 27th at Watkins Glen, but before that he was 2nd, 8th, 5th, 6th, 8th, 4th. Remember, he should have won at the Chicago Street Course if he didn't hit the wall.
5th and butts.
I don't remember that.
Oh, yeah.
I actually think Buescher, Ty Gibbs is I feel good about both of those guys out of the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Ross the boss, I don't know. McDowell, maybe. Man, I think the Dinger has my interest too. This has got to be statistically, since Road America's gone, this has got to be Allmendinger's best racetrack.
Let me ask you this, Steve. With the new reconfiguration of the track, does SVG and Allmendinger carry a little bit of advantage knowing that they will have raced it on Saturday in Xfinity?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a little bit they'll learn there. I don't think it's a huge advantage. The Cup guys will know by the end of the race. Yeah, I mean, it's legitimate. The Saturday laps will help on how that 6-7 combination races.
So Allmendinger gets kicked down the list a little bit by finishing 36th and 38th in the last 2 road course races.
Right.
What about Bell? We think Bell's got a shot? 13-1. I got to bet Bell to win for the rest of the year. He's going to win one of these.
If I was betting this race, I would bet all non-playoff guys.
Non-playoff guys, really?
Bell counts as a non-playoff guy.
Because he's going to clinch.
All right, I'm with the professor on this one.
So Byron also?
Agreed.
Yep.
Non-playoff with Bell and Byron.
Larson?
Yes.
I think those are your 3.
Larson's plus 52.
We're not going to have a shocking winner. Like Gilliland down, Briscoe, nope. Hamlin, nope. Why is Blaney's odds so long? He's won here once. Are his road course numbers that bad? I would go to the predictor, but he's right behind SVG, so I figure he's going to be one of the favorites.
He only has like one finish worse than 13th in the last 7.
So you and I are actually in agreement here, Professor. Let's get in the boat. Everybody get a canoe. We're all paddling the same direction here. But like, why is he 50-1? It seems like a pretty good long shot at 50-1.
I love that as a long shot.
I've already sprinkled it.
Top 10. Double your money top 10. I really like that.
Love that. Yeah. I'm hoping even if Blaney qualifies well, you might be able to cash out that 50-1 before the race even starts.
I think the struggle with him is going to be that he's right in that stage point zone. Like he's plus 25, and he's plus 25, but he's really only plus 12 over Chase Elliott. So
what you kind of need, Timms, is that first stage he's not going to be able to get points, and so he goes and has to change his strategy and race for the win.
No, he'll get points. They're all going to pit. The whole field. Lap 22, the entire field will be on pit road, the whole field. He just has to be part of the top 10 playoff guys. So, it was, I guess there is a chance he could be 12th in the playoff lineup.
But also, is 2 points worth it to stay out?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Take every point you can take when you can take it.
What about Kyle Busch? You've got him highlighted, Timms. What makes you?
He's just last 2 years he's finished third. Seems like he can't catch a break. Maybe he gets a break here. He's kind of one of those feel good stories before the year. You want to have that ticket when he wins. And 22-1, I like. That's a nice little price.
Is his top 10 too far?
Was it -120?
-135.
-130. Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm not going to bet it right now. I'll see how qualifying goes and then maybe adjust on that. But I don't like -135.
Speaking of top 10s, I love all the top 10s you have highlighted. There's like a rainbow on my list over here. Let's start all the way down at Priest at 1,400. Has Priest ran in the top 10 at a road course yet, Professor?
I did not highlight him, but he finished 9th at Watkins Glen.
That's why I like it.
I mean, 14 big odds for a top 10.
I've hit Ryan Priest top 10 twice this year. Only 2 times I've bet it. So when I get a feeling,
you're a little obligated. I get it.
Yeah, I have to. I got a feeling. I'm like, here we go.
I can't get behind Dillon top 10. I'm sorry. I can't get
Nope.
there.
I got a caveat. It might go to finishing positions, but he's over 13.5. So if you bet him top 10, we're playing the old Corey LaJoie from Michigan.
Oh, I love this one. Mm-hmm. So wait a minute. Hold on. We're going to get top 10 at 6-1?
It's 8-1 on another book.
So let's say 8-1. So let's keep it even math.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to bet 125 to win 100 on the over, you could basically bet 15 on the top 10 to hedge your bet. So now you have his over. Oh, boy, I like this a lot.
Only 3 spots you can't finish.
This
11,
is
12,
the hammer
13.
bet of hammer bets. Although, let me remind everybody, the last time this happened, the guy finished 14th, right on the button.
Yep. But, hey, we're cashing tickets that way.
Another way to look at this is, would you bet 200 to win 100 that he won't finish 11th, 12th, or 13th?
Yes. Yes. 100%.
How many cars are in the field?
37, maybe 38.
Like, think about how many, he can finish in 35 spots and you win.
Hold on. His average the last 3 at the ROVAL is 13th.
Oh, shit. It's not going to change my mind, but
Well,
man,
you know what
that
stats
hurts.
will tell you that 1 out of 3 pigs will build a house out of bricks. I'd go with it.
You have to. That's too good.
It'll also tell
There
you
was a thought.
he's going to finish 14th, just so you know.
I mean, what is he on this predictor? He's 27, so I think I'm in good shape.
Totally.
I love this bet. If I could only bet racing, I would be so in.
Mm-hmm. There's a real sweater, same scenario with Brad Keselowski, but it's 7 spots. That's a little too much for me.
So here's an awful thing to say, but I would take over on every single person on the finishing position bet. Over on every one of them. All 5.
And those drivers are Dillon, Keselowski, Reddick, Buescher.
Just because it's chaos. Like, one might beat you, but the over is going to cash in more than the others.
Yeah, but you've got to win.
3. I've done the math.
Yeah.
I've done the quick math. You got to win 3. Just between friends, you got to win 3. Which is more than 0, Professor. More than 0.
What about Carson Hocevar, top 10?
All 3 Spire cars finished top 10 at Watkins Glen, last road course race.
And drove there.
Yep. Well, there was some chaos there at the end, but yes, overall they were there.
You just got to hit one of them and you make money.
There's some long odds for the top 10. What is the books? They don't trust anyone.
They like the favorites this week.
Do you think that this is also gambling being newer to the sport and not understanding, and with the playoff structure and needing points and stuff like that, that there might be a little miss?
The handle's probably so low they don't care. They throw it out there. This is Timms' opportunity. They just throw it out there to see if Tampa could do his homework.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, though, you should have saw him last week, Trav. He came in with spreadsheets for spreadsheets. He even had a spreadsheet that told me I could refinance my house on mortgage rate drop and everything. My man had more math equations than anybody I've ever seen.
I have a spreadsheet every week, and he comes in for 1 week, and it's like...
It was an improvement. I hate to say it that's that blunt, but it was clean, well done. It was
Hey,
top.
say all you want. I can still edit all this out. So go ahead and just keep talking if you want.
I'm going to be honest. I don't feel anything in the win column. But just, Tampa, go ahead and tell us your win bets, because I got nothing I even care about over there. So go ahead.
Definitely placed an Allmendinger, plus 800. Bell, 13 to 1, just because I've been preaching him for weeks. And then I already have the Blaney one at 50 to 1. I love that one, just from a cash out perspective.
All right, we got matchups highlighted. 23-11 against Trackhouse, RFK against Penske. Let's start 23-11 against Trackhouse.
I think this is a straight up Tyler Reddick is going to outrun everybody else, and that should cash it. And for even money, I'll take that.
I actually think that's a great bet. How about the RFK Penske matchup?
So I basically went off. So it's a pick 'em, right? So it's minus 115 either way. Buescher's 14 to 1 to win. The closest Penske driver is Cindric at 37 to 1. So I think there's a little bit. Keselowski's not going to do it, but Buescher and Cindric will probably be the battle. And I think that tells you right there that they do think that Buescher will outrun him.
Man, you're selling me on this one. How about head-to-heads? Let's talk about the other ones. Legacy and Rick Ware. Legacy just fired a crew chief, hired a new competition director. They're in the news. Rick Ware, though, has Justin Haley behind the wheel of one.
Not anymore now.
Rala, right? Isn't Kaz in the 51? Is that right?
It's LaJoy in the 51 now.
Oh, I'm sorry. LaJoy in the 51? What's Kaz in?
He's in the 15, the other one.
So it's the 15 and the 51 for Rick Ware. So LaJoy and Kaz. Whew. You want to talk about... Whew.
No.
Just keep that 28th place battle up there. That's what this one's going to get.
So I'm going crew chief change is a little bump, and I think Eric Jones leads that group. HMS versus Colleague. I wouldn't touch this one.
We're gonna have an emergency podcast on Sunday night if SVG finishes 14th.
Is Haley plus 460 for a top 10 a good bet in Spire equipment?
I think so.
I like that.
I highlighted all those Spire guys. I think you can bet every Spire guy and still make money.
Yellow is Russ on the Excel sheet.
Oh, I know. It splashed around here like a drunken sailor.
Just making sure you know.
There's blue, which is very precise, and then there's yellow, which is I can't bet it, but here's all my good ideas.
Spray and pray.
What's wrong with Bowman's never finished outside the top 10 at the Roval.
Say it again, Russ. One more time from the rafters.
Is minus 120 too much to give for that?
No, I like Bowman. I don't highlight it because I want to wait. It just tells me don't bet it now. I want to wait and see if he qualifies like and then he'll drive his way up there or strategy his way up there. I don't like betting minus top 10s. That's just me. But minus 120 is about as high as I will go to bet a top 10.
Buescher Elliott.
Yeah. Buescher's won all 4 times this year versus Elliott on road courses.
37 minutes.
No. I love giving Russ, but this is not a give Russ moment.
He's taken enough on the podcast already. We'll let him have this.
No,
one.
we're moving to the matchups. He's following what's he supposed to say? Hey guys, I got this matchups that I like to give you, so let's hold off on talking about the model and who's going to win, and let's get this matchup
All right,
out.
I'm going to back you. I'll back you on this.
Minus 130 though, Timms. Would you take it?
Man, I stayed away from this one just because my gut tells me Chase Elliott's going to have a really good day. He needs to have a good run. Good run meaning top 5, leading laps. I just feel like this is the race he's going to do it at. But I do agree Buescher is probably the pick if you had to pick it. It's Buescher.
So then the other one I like is Bowman versus Suarez.
Thank you. I was wondering who was going to go there. This is a way bigger lock for me.
On the head-to-head tool, it is like almost all green for Bowman.
Ooh,
like how many races?
Like green beyond green. Like never finished better at this track. Finished better than him. They've been on 30 road course races together. It's 20-10.
Oh Jesus!
Wow.
Tampa just all you heard was
I start it 3 times. Make sure I don't miss this one.
Hey bookie, I got another one coming in.
Yeah.
if you didn't have that one, Professor, I was going to check your blood pressure. I'm so thankful you're back. We're avoiding groups, right? You lose the groups every time.
Yeah, I haven't won a group forever.
Top manufacturer.
04.
You just hit the Chevy or you just hit the Toyota.
Yeah, I don't love it because I like to spray like on 4 of them and then cash one hopefully. So Toyota is the one where I feel like you can, but the last 4 like Denny, Bubba, Eric Jones, John Hunter, I just don't think that's going to happen.
Well, I will say this: you could bet every Hendrick driver and win money as long as they outrun one of the colleagues, which is a problem this week.
I don't mind that.
I actually like the prop bets this week. I'm right in the prop bet degeneracy. Drivers to lead a lap is an absolute hammer over 6.5, no doubt. You're going to have a pole sitter. Really? You're going to have at least 1, maybe 2 through the green flag cycle in stage 1, another 2. I think you're going to have 5 or 6 starting the final stage.
Could you be worried that a Elliott wins the pole and doesn't give it up or something? Like
that would be your biggest problem. But then he's going to pit at the end of the stage, and it'll be a cycle forward. In that worst-case scenario, you have 1 in stage 1, a new winner at the end of stage 2. You could have a lead change on pit road where the start-finish line is technically. You're going to have another cycle at the end of stage 2, and then in stage 3, you have green flag pit stops. So I really like the over on drivers to lead a lap. I actually think that's the hammer bet of the weekend.
Russ, what's the number say on that?
The average is almost 9.
Have we ever had 6 or less?
We had 6 once, I believe. Stand by.
look, this is over.
And it was last year.
Hammer bet of the weekend. Mm-hmm. Let's talk margin of. Well, first let's talk driver's lead lap. For some reason, I was leaning over, but I have no data to back this up.
It's right there.
I don't know, Russ. Where are they going to tow the cars that get into a wreck?
That's down here further.
With that hairpin, if there's as much carnage as some people think it's an under. But if they're just getting pushed off and they're
I don't think it's day ending carnage. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I like over on lead changes. Wait. Did it just move? Oh, no, I'm on the wrong one. Sorry. Lead lap. Drivers to lead a lap over. Lead lap finish. I don't know. I could avoid that.
Yeah.
Lead changes is an absolute over.
The margin of victory odds have me very interested. Because usually we get one or two that are like very, plus 200, plus 300, and the rest are like plus 800. They're all kind of right in there.
So how many can you take and make money?
5.
You take 5.
Not that I've looked at it, but 5.
6 if you wanted to break even on a couple of them.
Because the lowest margin of victory we've had is 6.66 seconds. Our 6 tenths of a second. And the highest is 3.8 seconds. Like, this is not one where it's going to be a photo finish.
And with the kink, here's what's going to happen. It's not going to be close because in the kink, the last corner, if you're close enough, you hit one another and then it gets spread out as well. I would even give up the 5 tenths to the 7 tenths.
How often has this race ever finished under caution? Because that'd be your one.
Mm-hmm. I doubt it with this one. They have so much room.
Yeah, because the thing is, if there's a crash in turn 7, they don't need to throw the caution at that point.
Correct.
So the one place you'll get screwed is that new kink at the end, though. If somebody wrecks there on the last lap and is bad enough, they could throw the caution.
Should we go to Xfinity? We have Xfinity odds.
Well, there's only 2 questions. Allmendinger's undefeated. Will SVG beat him or not? That's the question.
Where's the rest of the stuff? Is yours just have like winner's odds on it or not?
It's a Wednesday night. Well, if you want to, Russ, we can tape Thursday morning, but I didn't want to get into your gym time.
My gym time's safe.
Steve's the easy talent to deal with.
Said no one ever.
But so SVG minus 125, Allmendinger 275. You just if you think they're going to win, you just don't bet it, right? Like
minus money to win. This is a Kyle Busch Truck Series days.
So let me just tell you, something in my little belly tells me the 2 College cars wreck each other, battling for the win. It's just contrivancy at its finest.
That'd be great.
And then Sam Mayer after the DQ comes through for the victory. It's like all written down.
Think about this. Allmendinger is right above the cut line. Then it's Allgaier, SVG, and Sam Mayer below the cut line. So your top 4 drivers are racing for a playoff spot. Or to advance, I should say.
Yeah.
I'd agree. SVG hasn't even ran the ROVAL yet, and he's minus money. He's Kyle Busch Truck Series. That's crazy. Austin Hill on a drafting track, essentially, or at Atlanta. I don't know.
I don't buy it.
I don't buy it either.
I mean, at Watkins Glen, he didn't do it.
Would you think about just sprinkling on a few Xfinity drivers that are, Allgaier, Mayer, and just hope for the favorites don't win?
Yeah, one guy I'm interested in, I don't think he'll win, is Bilicki at 30-1. He's in the Joe Gibbs racing car this week. And I think it's his last shot. I mean, I've read an article that kind of pumped me up a little bit from him, but it'd be fun to watch. Not going to happen, but he'd be fun to watch.
it would be worth having a little shekel on it just so you could cheer.
I mean,
exactly.
If you can say that you cashed a Josh Bilicki win bet.
Exactly. It's the only time I'll ever watch Josh Bilicki.
It's like this week. You know why? Because it's time for the Degenerate 4-pack. All right. I got a Sunday afternoon wager.
Saturday, 8 p.m.
Sunday 1.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm Sunday 1 too.
And actually, I lied. I'm technically Monday.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I'm up first. Give me Syracuse team total over 29.5 versus NC State.
Lock. Best bet on the board on Saturday.
I'm also going to take them on my own -4.5 versus NC State.
Syracuse is the real deal, man.
I don't know if they're the real deal, but
They are against NC State.
oh, exactly.
No Grayson McCall.
No
probably.
Grayson McCall. And even if they don't win, they've hit the 29. They've hit that mark in 4 of their games. So I like it.
All right,
What was
who's
the number
next?
you got it at?
What's up?
What was the number you got it at?
29.5.
2 1 o'clock games. Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I got a 1 o'clock game.
Well, Professor, since you lost last week, you're up.
So I've got Houston Texans -7 against Steedy's Patriots, who stink. Absolutely stink.
Drake May, dog.
Drake May.
You're betting against Drake May. I do not. I have to be in because it's the Degenerate, but we're going to lose on the second bet of the day.
I will say, I made that bet when I saw the Drake May news, and then I just saw though that CJ Stroud's #1 target is out.
Who?
Wait, so you're making
Nico
bets and
Collins.
don't know? Jesus.
You're lying.
I tell you what, guys, this podcast would be so good if we had somebody on here that was all about the numbers. It would be.
I looked at it
Nico
earlier.
is what defined earlier last week. Yeah.
I've been in Nashville for 2 days, and I knew that. I came out of the fog off Broadway and knew that information.
The mystery of how you don't have many units left to bet is still out.
I mean, damn.
I'm sticking
Let's
with
get
it.
Lucas to sign in. Let's get this back to the winning ways we expect.
Question. I have a serious betting question though.
And we're buying it to 6.5. We're
Okay.
not sitting on 7. Even though
about
it's
to
an
say, I was
awful
about to say.
bet,
That-
we aren't sitting on 7.
That was my question. So thank you.
All right. Well, mine is going to be the Tampa Bay Bucks. Let's see. I think they're -3.5 against the Saints because Derek Carr is just announced out.
Oh, that's right.
It'll be Spencer Rattler making his NFL debut, I believe.
Hey Russ,
So-
did you hear that? Injury research.
But we're going to buy to under a field goal, so we'll be -2.5. I don't want to have the field goal.
Well, I'm also at I'm at a 2.5, -2.5 line, and I don't care how many coaches they fire, and I don't think the new coach is going to be the bounce back. The only people I hate more than Miami and the Bills is the New York Jets. For that reason, we are taking the Bills over the Jets on Monday Night Football, -2.5.
Are we good? Is Josh Allen? Is he playing?
He is questionable,
Oh, no.
God damn
He'll
it.
play. He'll play.
but I know he's questionable.
Here's
my theory on this. I'm going to tell you my theory. Here's my theory. How many times will Josh Allen have a chance to go up against a Hall of Fame quarterback on Monday night? He's going to show up, man.
My concern, though, is that Hall of Fame quarterback wants to prove that he hasn't been the problem. It's the head coach, and he's going to go out there and throw missiles.
Yeah, he's going to go out there on his walker. Like, you can't turn back time, dog. He's old.
Listen, I'll support it. I'm going to root for it, but
Plus, by the time we get to me, we'll have either cashed out 3 winners or we'll be out of the game.
that's a good point.
Great point.
If it makes if you have the fourth leg and it gets to you, we're most likely cashing out.
There's a reason I jumped on leg 4 this week.
So, to recap, Syracuse total points over 29.5. Houston -6.5. Texans Sunday. We've got the Bucks -2.5 and the Bills -2.5. That is a plus 933
Oh, this is the week.
parlay. $20 to win 186.70.
Also, I think this is the final week. If we don't win, Tim starts going into the money that we sent him.
Oh, we're still working on profits?
I think this is the last week.
I think we got this one, maybe another
No,
one.
I think this is it.
Maybe.
Just so you know, while we are recording this, I just fired a wager on the game tonight.
Ooh, Jacksonville State.
Yeah, I just took them. Just took them live.
Steve,
what's the score?
Yeah, what's
the score?
Talk to us.
It's 16-6 right now. I just got a Jacksonville State live at minus 21.5, and they're gonna New Mexico's got nothing.
Nice.
So here's my other big bets of the day. As much as I'd love to say it, Northwestern and Maryland. I like Northwestern getting 10.5. Call me whatever. I'm paid tuition there. I'm on it. My favorite bet of the week. That's a stretch. One of my favorite bets is Utah minus 4.5 against Arizona State. I like Utah. I've always liked Utah. They're pretty good. Another good one is Mizzou against UMass, because if Mizzou has any chance to even be whispered, they're going to have to run UMass up to like 50.
I like that too.
Tim's, what do you got?
I've got a lot of totals, but my favorite. So I got Eastern Michigan plus 2.5 over Miami over Ohio. They're 4-1, and they're the dogs at home. I don't understand it. There's no injuries I could tell, so I bet that. I got Wake Forest to cover against Clemson. They're plus 20.5. Clemson's a different team on the road. I don't care.
True.
Clemson stinks on the road.
Yeah, and then I like the over in Alabama, South Carolina, 51.5.
So I like Alabama team total 36.5 over.
Good, nice.
Ryan Williams anytime touchdown. One book doesn't have it, one does. I will be betting Ryan Williams is a blind bet. I will be betting him to score a touchdown.
I have a question for the guy on the pod who hasn't spoken about football yet, other than that ridiculous bet he put in the 4-pack. Why is Penn State only a 5-point over USC, man?
Well, you see, they have to go on the road. They're going to leave a day early. They have to drive to Harrisburg to fly out because the runway is not long enough to leave from State College. So it's a little harder of a situation than it appears, man.
What for years, teams have had issues traveling to Happy Valley, short runway, can't find a hotel room, never an issue. But now, because Penn State has to travel, it's an issue.
Well, I just feel like it's ripe for the picking for Penn State with the Bama loss, the Tennessee loss. Like, I think Penn State. I mean, do they know what's on? I mean, you got to go to if you go to USC and lose, move.
That's why I like the number, and I might bet it, but I was like, I can't put that on the degenerate 4-pack. I think Penn State, their offense and defensive line is nasty. They had that pulling tackle the other week that just demolished the dude. I think they can win it because of the trenches, but I can't bet them in this game for the 4-pack.
I have two other games I want to discuss. I don't have an opinion. I'm looking for opinions here. Let's start with number 1 Texas against Oklahoma. Line opened at 8. It moved to 14 because their starter's coming back. But
take it. Give the points. Take Texas.
Yeah, it's Texas or nothing. But Oklahoma's defense kind of scares me in Oklahoma, or they're the home team. Is it a neutral site game actually?
That's a neutral site.
Okay.
It's the Cotton Bowl, but here's the deal.
The Red River, right? Red River rivalry?
Yeah.
Oklahoma's quarterback making his second career start in that game against that Texas defense. And here's the thing, too. Like, under Sark, that offense is not going to let up. I think they're going to be ready. You got, Quinn Ewers wants to remind people who he is. I think you take Texas.
And I think it couldn't be a better time because, look, Manning Kid has been amazing, but this would be a big – I like Quinn coming back. As a matter of fact, I don't take off the board seeing one set of downs with Manning.
No, I don't think you see him unless it's a blowout. Because he's not like a dual threat quarterback that can do something different that Quinn can't do, really.
The other one I questioned was the Notre Dame game.
Stanford?
Yep.
Ooh. Stay away.
I'm with Tim's on that one.
I don't trust Notre Dame for anything. I thought you were going to say the Ohio State-Oregon game.
I'm a big believer in Ohio State. I'm sorry.
I do too. I like the under in the game because I think Ohio State dictates it. But I think Ohio State wins.
So here's my 2 bets. Jeremiah Smith over 66.5 receiving yards. He's the best receiver in the country. Stop, like full stop. And then Quinshon Judkins over 64.5 rushing yards.
The other game that I actually think it's going to be the game of the week. I don't think it's the Ohio State-Oregon game. I don't think that one's going to be very close. I think the game of the week is Ole Miss LSU.
That's kind of like a loser leaves town kind of.
Loser, come back next year. Like, right? I mean, Ole Miss LSU right there on the fringe. And I think this is going to be a painful. If you lose this game, or look, we can look at it one way or the other. But if you win this game, you have a chance. That is a big win on the mantle. You can run the series. You can have something. But if you lose this game, I don't think it's recoverable for either of these programs to think they're playing in the post.
I would avoid it. Just I don't know what's going. Ole Miss's offense, like they got it big in South Carolina. And they shut it down. Like I don't know if Jackson Dart he's not the same quarterback that he was last year.
I got a feeling it could be a shootout. It could be a fun game.
It could be. It could be a
total 63.5, which tells me it could be a shootout.
I was gonna say it could be a 54-48 kind like.
Which I would love to watch.
Well, then on Amazon we have a West Coast shootout: 49ers and Seahawks Thursday night. I love 49ers.
I don't have anything yet, but there is a no sweat bet out there, so I will be using that.
Are the Commanders for real against the Ravens?
Yeah, they're going to get exposed, I think. I think Jaden Daniels about to get exposed.
I'm going to tell you, that quarterback for the Ravens, man,
he's good, man.
I don't know what the numbers are yet, but I'd look for a Derrick Henry prop because I feel like they finally know how to use him, and he's running over people.
He's a touchdown machine.
Boise State versus Hawaii. Give me first half and for the game.
I'm going to write those down because I'm definitely going to be on Hawaii. It's just a question of how much.
What time's that come off? 11:30?
It's like 11.
Yeah, that's good.
Sleeping at home tonight at the ROVAL. This is going to be.
And then BYU minus 4.5 versus Arizona.
I'm anti-Arizona and ASU. I can't help both of them, so.
I like that, Trav.
Professor, you've been very quiet. You got nothing?
I've been placing my little bets that you said.
Wait, hold on. Are you placing the bets that we've given out or your own? Because if they're ours, I'm a little worried.
Not anymore. They're not any good. I told you that already.
I bet the Royals all day just because I hate the Yankees.
Ooh, no, it's my team. They're going to win, though, because Yankees blow it every year. I've just been betting the Mets.
Because I'm cheering against the Yankees. So.
You know we're gonna get a Subway Series, I have a feeling.
I hope we do. I think baseball hopes they do, too, with the teams that are left. If the Dodgers get knocked out tonight, ooh.
Who do the Mets face? Do we know?
They would face Dodgers Padres.
They still got to beat the Phillies, though, right?
They just won tonight.
Yeah, they knocked them out.
Clinched it.
Yeah. No, hey.
Francisco Lindor, grand slam.
I'm actually taking Browns over the Eagles this weekend because I think
I like that too.
Ooh,
I like the +9. Eagles are fake.
I bought it up to 10.5.
I will say
that hurts.
There has been like if you've been taking a team +7 or more, and if it's like those they've been covering.
It's a little that way in college, to be honest. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before this goes any further downhill, let me go ahead and sign us off. It's a big weekend. We have playoff baseball underway. We have monster football happening this weekend. We got a couple rivalry games, and we're going to cancel out the round of 12 at the Cup Series. 4 drivers going home at the ROVAL. Hometown race for everyone. Who will it be?
Oh, who advances, Steve? Or who are the 4 that don't make it?
The ones below the cut line don't make it. No more.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you're saying all 4 right now below the cut line?
Yes.
Okay.
The 4 below the cut line don't make it. Somebody above the cut line trips up, and it's really close to the finish, but no movement.
Okay.
And we're going to win 3 legs of the Degenerate 4-pack. We have 1 bad bet on the board. I'll let you guess whose it is. It's a big weekend of sports, guys. Get all your bets in, and may all your bets pay off.